So good morning students. Today we are going to deal with this poem called All the World's to Stage. Okay, so the title of the poem is like the seven ages of man. So this poem is like taken from Shakespeare's play As You Like It, right? So it's like the deliverance of the comedian Jacques to the king and his companion. To start with a brief intro about Shakespeare. Shakespeare is one of the important playwrights of the 18th century whose relevance is still acknowledged. So he has spoken on a lot of topics on various genres, right? So there is no piece of literature without Shakespeare. So he's also called as the Bard of Avon and England's national poet. Right? So these are some of the works that he had wrote. So his works are basically divided into three: one is comedies, tragedies, and it's historical plays, and there is something called as tragic comedies. So again, this particular play was written, As You Like It was written in the year 1799 or the early 1600. It was first published in the first volume of 1623. So this particular play is a romantic play set in the countryside of Avon. So again, this particular play is an example for a monologue. To start with, a monologue is a speech that expresses thought or character. This particular play, it's Jacques who delivers this monologue. So it's a combination of drama and poetry. It presents some lines, and here in this particular play, it's a speech of delivered by a single character, but the situation is complicated. So this is the pictorial representation of seven ages of man. How Jacques delivers this message on how a man is born and the various stages he goes through, and finally in what way he ends up with. So this is Shakespeare's definition of the seven ages of man. To start with, the first stage is a crying infant, next is a complaining schoolboy, then is a lover, a bearded soldier, a wise justice, a old man, second childhood, or is extreme old age. So as the poem begins with all the world's prestige and all the men and women or mere players, right? So all the people who are coming into this world or just players will be here for a specific time and who has to go through certain stages in life, and then they'll be forced to leave this earth. So this is the first stage of the seven ages, that is infancy. At first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse arm. So, mewling is a word that is usually used to symbolize the sound that a cat makes. So here it's related to a little child because the sound that the child makes is something reverent, or it has a relevance to the sound that the cat makes. So when a child is born, all that it does is it makes certain noises to gather traction, or when it needs some when it needs to satisfy some needs, and pukes. So these are the two basic things that a child does. Next is the schoolboy. So the schoolboy is in this poem is picturized as a whining schoolboy, the satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. Right. So again, the schoolboy is like the second phase of life. He has a shiny face. He carries a school bag, a staple or satchel, which is something similar to a school bag, which is a long strap with an unpleasant sound showing his reluctance to go to school. And this phrase called creeping like a snail denotes that, okay, though it denotes like, okay, the unwillingness of the child to go to school. In other words, it also denotes the slow growth of the boy uh, through various stages, through various laws, through various phases where he learns and gains more knowledge, to become a more successful man, or to enter the next stage of his life. That is the lover. The schoolboy then evolves himself into a young man full of energy, and he is portrayed as a lover. And then the lover, singing like a furnace with a vocal ballad made to his mistress' elbow. These particular lines show the unconventional love of the lover towards his mistress. And again, author the Shakespeare considers this particular poem delivered by the lover as a ballad. In other words, it means he's mourning over the loss of his girlfriend or mistress. Next comes the soldier, right? So as the ages progress, Shakespeare, uh, in a way, he he tries to show his audience that that particular person is growing with age. Here the phrase called soldier, it means to denote that the particular person has become more mature than he was when he was a soldier, or when he was like a young boy. So the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like a pard, jealous in honor, so sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble's reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. So he's portrayed in such a way that he has a patchy beard, because pard is a word that is usually used to denote a leopard. So here the particular person is portrayed as a beard of a young man, which is patchy and it's spotted like a leopard. Moreover, this has a level, okay, this has a comparison with his personality. So, because a leopard is a perfect animal to describe the lines for its might and hunting prowess, in similar to that of a soldier. A beard can also represent the honor that the soldier strive to protect. Moreover, beard is a proud possession of a man, and it takes time to grow one to perfection. Right? So this particular person is still growing, right? Here the word jealous can also mean that it implies that a person who takes precious care of something. In other words, he takes perfect care of honor. Next, after the stage comes the phase called justice or judge. He is pictured as someone who has a fat belly, severe eyes, beard trimmed and tamed. Right? Here, this particular person has grown old with wisdom, right? Reflecting his valuable experience, right? And who has started enjoying a life of luxury. Next, after this comes the sixth stage, that is pantaloon, where this particular person has grown old with his youthfulness coming to an end, right? Which is denoted by the word spectacles on the nose and pouch on the side, right? Um, his reproductive system reproductive prowess has reduced, right? And his voice has turned too low as a kid. So this is the last stage, which the author calls as second childishness, right? Um, which is a phase just before this particular person is going to die, where his tooth has almost gone off, his eyesight is completely off. Okay, he doesn't have a taste of anything that he has, right? So he almost has entered into a stage where everything around is nothing to him, right? So this regards that this particular person is almost going to be forgotten or disregarded, right? So just after the second childishness comes this phase called. This is a brief introduction about this poem called All the World's Stage, that is in your text, but the poem is like the seven ages of man. Thank you.